Children, okay naman kami na don't worry, we are being treated nicely.
The passenger that we spoke to over the phone provided some assurance to her loved ones that she's been doing okay. She and several others from a Hawaiian Airlines flight to Pago Pago or Pango Pango were sent to Leone Health Center to be quarantined for about 2 weeks.
It's a health center that was turned into a quarantine place. Ang pagkain is okay naman. Madami sila magbigay and 3 times a day. They're giving us water then and coffee every morning.
The quarantine passenger described the challenges she and others experienced on their first day at the clinic.
But the thing is, on our first day, there's only one shower room, and all the patients that they placed in this quarantine would share for that shower room. They didn't supply us with the soap, but they gave us tissues, and there's hand soap here, but the bath soap was not provided, and for brushing, hindi nila din provide yung toothpaste. They didn't provide us that.
Yeah.
And that's it. The only thing that also they gave us was the sheets, the bed sheets, and facial mask, and the pillows and the towels.
She also described how the doctors and nurses constantly check on their health conditions.
A doctor visits us every day from the day we came here up until Friday. Pero itong Saturday weekends, that doctor didn't visit us kasi nga weekends. But there's nurses around that takes our vital signs every 8 hours. The doctor who is in charge with us told us that next week they would still meet. I mean, the department, the head of the DOH and all the DOH doctors would meet to determine, the other measures and protocols that they would implement from this scare.
Finally, she alluded to the importance of keeping in touch with loved ones and sharing her first-hand experience to everyone in these trying times.
There's a Wi-Fi, but the Wi-Fi is moderate lang ang signal. And we have to be on a specific place wherein we can get a better signal.
As per conversation earlier today with the Hawaiian Airlines office here, the airline does not have any plans to cancel any of their regular flights in this part of the world. To date, there are 0 cases of COVID-19 in the territory. Reporting from Pango Pango in American Samoa, this is Arian Torres, Eagle News 1 with 25.
Thanks, Ariane. We know the coronavirus does not respect country borders. The life of our neighbors in Canada are also being impacted by COVID-19. In our Edmonton bureau, Thomas Likeness gives us an update. Thomas?
Well, life as we know it in Canada is changing rapidly as various levels of government respond to COVID-19. Let's have a look at the day's events in Canada. First of all, the federal government promised some economic help to help people and businesses with expenses they might incur as a result of shutdowns because of COVID-19. Now, there's no details on this yet. The Prime Minister says he'll be back in front of the cameras tomorrow to tell us more. Across the country, movie theaters have been shut down, although I guess they're going to, the movie companies are going to make them available by pay-per-view. In Alberta, because of our declared state of emergency, gatherings have been limited to no more than 50 people, and this will include church services as well. Restaurants can't have more than 50 people in the restaurant or more than 50% capacity, whichever number is less. And entertainment facilities such as gyms, swimming pools, bowling alleys, arcades, any such places, they're all closed now. And this one really hurts me. Buffet-style restaurants, no more buffets, at least for the time being. It appears the panic buying is off, though. When I was in the grocery stores, not as many shopping carts were piled high, and there's still items on the shelf. We're assured that the supply chains are in place, that grocery stores will have adequate supplies. Our Chief Medical Health Officer in Alberta, Dr. Dina Hinshaw, reported another 23 cases of COVID-19 in the last 24 hours, and she says this is why, let's listen to her, this is why the government is taking such aggressive measures.
These are aggressive steps that we do not take lightly, but these are necessary to keep us all healthy and safe. The only means we have to prevent the virus from spreading is to limit contact between people. The more we can slow the spread of the virus down, the less likely it is that there will be a surge of cases that overwhelm our health system's capacity to care for those who need hospitalization or intensive care.
Oh, and some good news from Dr. Hinshaw. Let's let her tell it.
Yesterday, as you know, I was tested for COVID-19, and I'm pleased to let you know that my test results were negative and that I am feeling better this morning.
I hope you're all feeling well. Hang in there. We're going to get through this together. In Edmonton, Thomas I. Likeness, Eagle News, we live in interesting times.
Thanks, Thomas. Up next, a young adult in Guam stays optimistic during the COVID-19 crisis. Taking a bite of the Big Apple during these much quieter times. Eagle News Weekend Edition will return in a moment. Stay with us.
Mula sa DOH, PCOO, KBP at ng himpilang ito.
Ein sonniger Tag heute hier in Berlin vor dem Bundestag. Ich bin Irene Juliet Arzadon und möchte diese Gelegenheit nutzen, um ein paar Worte mit euch zu teilen. An alle Menschen da draußen. In dieser Zeit lasst uns nicht vergessen, den Menschen zu danken, die ihr Leben für uns opfern. Sei es die Menschen, die im Krankenhaus arbeiten, in den Altenheimen sowie in den Arztpraxen, aber auch an die Menschen, die im Lebensmittelhandel sich befinden. Die Kassierer. Manchmal reicht es aus, um ihnen ein freundliches Lächeln zu geben. Denn die Menschen, die heute am Arbeiten sind, weil sie nicht so wie einige von uns zu Hause bleiben können, die sollten wir wertschätzen. Ihnen sollten wir unseren Dank ausrichten. Darum lasst uns noch mehr zusammenhalten. Sie wertschätzen.
ASEAN in Focus, Monday to Friday, 2 to 2:30 p.m.
Welcome back. This is Eagle News Weekend Edition, coming to you from New York, and I am Jennifer Polentan. The ever-bustling city that never sleeps, just like any other city in the world, is much quieter these days. Let's join Eagle News correspondent Joanne Blanco Soriano as she takes a bite of the Big Apple during the ongoing coronavirus lockdown.
On this normally busy street on the Upper East Side of New York City, you'll find less people and less cars as more residents and more tourists stay home. Take a walk with me as we walk around a much quieter New York. Right now I'm on the portion of Fifth Avenue called Museum Mile, where a lot of people are not here or a lot of tourists are away because a lot of the museums are temporarily closed. I'm going to show you what the street looks like right now. I'm here now at the Metropolitan Museum of Art, and usually the steps behind me are filled with people taking selfies and pictures for Instagram. Right now you can see that it is almost completely empty. I am now in Central Park. You can take a look with me. I'm about to go up to the reservoir. So here we go. Here we are at the reservoir at Central Park. New York City parks are still open, and you can see that New Yorkers are using their free time to get some exercise in. Usually on a day like today, this path would be filled with runners and joggers. And restaurants like these are only delivery or takeout. Our local movie theater is closed for the time being as well. Try not to feel overwhelmed with all of the information coming at you every day, especially now. Take it one day at a time and try to find time to do things that make you happy. As for me, I'm gonna get a chocolate chip cookie. In New York, Joanne Suriano, we live in interesting times.
Thank you, Joanne. Meanwhile, the governor of the U.S. territory of Guam issued an executive order prohibiting all gatherings in order to prevent the spread of the coronavirus in the island. But a young woman tries to stay positive by focusing on her studies and keeping busy. Eagle News correspondent Irish Del Radam with the story.
Erin Joy Dela Cruz is a working college student attending Guam Community College. As a local resident, she is no stranger in being always prepared for disasters like typhoons and currently the coronavirus pandemic, in which the territory already has 8 confirmed cases.
Kind of like typhoon, you get all the canned foods, you get toiletries, necessities that you need, just to prepare ourselves for the worst outcome. No, I think it's best to always over-prepare rather than to not be prepared for it. And then you end up panic-wise, you don't want to panic. Yeah. So.
Eagle News got to spend some time with her at her favorite hangout, where she has noticed some changes, but immediately understood the situation.
Well, I think they're just also preparing for the worst outcome too, and they want to also be safe on their end as workers. But also if they don't work, I think in their perspective, they're going to be losing out on money, and then it's going to also cause a panic for not being able to pay for bills or anything, or getting necessities like what we need, like sanitations or toiletries or stuff like that.
Erin Joy also strives to stay focused, especially in her studies, while adapting to her school's changes, such as her classes going completely online.
So basically how GCC is doing it is we're all doing everything by online now, so we don't interact with other people while they shut down the schools and stuff.
Is it good for you? Do you like it?
Well, I'm more so of a hands-on learner, so it's kind of harder for me in a way, but I guess it also helps because you have more time on your hands to prepare for this. Yeah.
Finally, despite limited opportunities nowadays due to closures or restrictions, Erin Joy tries to keep herself busy with some outdoor activities.
I think as students, it's better just to get our minds off of what's happening around the world than to be cooped up at home and just start like a mini panic attack. That's my thoughts on it, because when I was at home all day yesterday, all I can think about was what's happening, what's going on, and you kind of don't really stay home the whole 24 hours, so you kind of get like cabin fever, Yeah. Especially with people who go out and they work and they go to school and they have other things to worry about.
Meanwhile, the governor of Guam has ordered an island-wide lockdown effective until March 30th, with hopes to prevent contamination of residents from outside visitors. Reporting from the island of Guam, Irish Del Radam, Eagle News. We live in interesting times.
Thanks, Irish Del. When we come back, some viewer tips on how to fight COVID-19. Eagle News Weekend Edition will be right back. Stay with us.
COVID-19 is an infectious disease caused by a new coronavirus introduced to humans for the first time. It is spread from person to person, mainly through the droplets produced when an infected person speaks, coughs, or sneezes. These droplets can land in the mouths or noses of people who are nearby. These droplets are too heavy to travel far in the air. They only travel approximately 1 meter and quickly settle on surfaces. This is the reason person-to-person spread is happening mainly between close contacts. The exact time that the virus can survive on surfaces is not yet known. So it is wise to clean surfaces regularly, particularly in the vicinity of people infected with COVID-19. Hands touch many surfaces, which can be contaminated with the virus. You should therefore avoid touching your eyes, nose, or mouth, since contaminated hands can transfer the virus from the surface to yourself. When coughing or sneezing, cover your mouth and nose with the bend of your elbow or use a disposable tissue. If a tissue is used, discard it immediately into a closed bin. The most effective way to prevent the spread of the new coronavirus is to clean your hands frequently with an alcohol-based hand rub or soap and water. This will eliminate the virus if it is on your hands. Stay healthy and prevent the spread of COVID-19.
Net 25 available in the Middle East on OSN.